Israeli strikes pounded Beirut's southern suburbs on Wednesday, while Hezbollah said it fired precision-guided missiles for the first time at Israeli targets. The strikes on the edges of Beirut sent thick columns of flames shooting up into the night sky, one after the other, shortly after an Israeli military spokesperson issued evacuation warnings for the neighborhood. Another strike hit nearby office of Media House. Hezbollah has meanwhile said that it had escalated its attack on Israel using precision missiles for the first time and launched new types of drones on Israeli targets. The group later said it had targeted an Israeli military factory on the outskirts of Tel Aviv. Around the time of Hezbollah's claim, air raid sirens sounded in Tel Aviv and neighboring cities. The intensifying exchanges of fire comes as Washington makes a final major push for peace between Israel and Hezbollah and Hamas before the November 5th US presidential election. All right, and DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre is joining us on West Asia Updates. Hi Akshay, good morning. Israeli strikes pounded southern Beirut. Now, what's the latest you're getting us on this?
Well, from the information that we are getting, Siddharth, that Israel is going to continue with the ground offensive as well as other kind of offensive operations that it has been carrying out rather against Hezbollah targets. The second part of the ongoing conflict and the ways of how this can be resolved is the fact that the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is right now in the region. First, he has met the Israeli officials, and now he will be meeting other country heads when it comes to finding ways to find resolution to this conflict is concerned. Now, how easy it is to find a resolution, that's a big question. It is not easy at all. The war has been going on, this conflict has been going on for over a year now. When it comes to the kind of, the operations that Israel has been carrying out, be it in Gaza or now in southern Lebanon, the countries there are not happy at all. In fact, the region came at a brink of an all-out war when Israel launched missiles and drones at the Israeli territory. The situation is extremely complicated. It's not just the United States now. There are other factors as well, other players as well when it comes to this conflict that are influencing the ongoing conflict. And Israel, with the continuous bombardment and continuous ground operations, it is highly unlikely that other players in the region, there is Saudi Arabia, then there is Iran, Qatar, where Antony Blinken may go or is likely to go. Then there are other countries like Jordan, Egypt. It's an entire region that is at the brink of war. So the United States of America will have to convince Israel as well to stop the operation before any peace talks can take place. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself has said when it comes to the BRICS summit as well, that any resolution of a conflict is not on the ground, but it is on the discussion table.
Correct.
Since the 7th October attack, there are no discussions taking place, and it has to start now.
Definitely, Akshay. You said it right. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the solution cannot be on the battlefield, but dialogue and diplomacy is the only option through which a resolution could be found of this ongoing conflict. Now, Akshay, do you see something dialing down before the US presidential election on November 5th? Like you also said that Blinken is in the region, to talk to various leaders, and he will be discussing with them regarding, dialing down this conflict. Do you see this happening before the presidential election in United States of America, Akshay?
Well, Siddharth, I think that the United States is hoping to achieve something when it comes to the West Asian crisis is concerned, because they themselves are getting, their politics is getting impacted when it comes to this particular conflict, because it is being seen as a failure of the Biden government that they could not prevent this conflict from further escalating. So their efforts are on, but then again, until and unless the Israeli and the other opposing sides, they decide to dial down the conflict, and they decide to not attack each other.
Yeah.
The United States of America can't do much at this point of time, because even Israel knows that there can be a change of guard after the elections. How seriously is Israeli leadership going to take the advice of the current administration? That is also a big question.
Definitely, Akshay. And if this continues, Akshay, it will also have a major economic impact on some of the countries in the world. In fact, many countries, in fact, in the world.
Well, absolutely. In fact, you look at the region, if you look at the region, this is an oil-rich region.
Yeah.
This is a region from where a lot of trade used to pass.
Yeah.
Now, many of the shipping containers or many of the shipping tanks are, taking up, circumnavigating through Africa to just avoid that region, because we saw the kind of attack that Houthis or the Hezbollahs have been trying to carry out against the container ships. So the situation had become extremely, complicated. And when it comes to the global trade is concerned, the world still relies a lot on oil that comes in from the region.
Yeah,
and
correct.
Let's say a country like India has avoided all of that by getting the required oil from the countries like Russia. But that's not an option that is with a lot of countries. So yes, you're right that the global financial systems can get hampered, or rather hammered, if the conflict continues.
Definitely. Wonderful analysis, Akshay. We leave it there. Thank you so much.